All right, what's going on, guys? This is Hunter. Today we have got a pretty darn cool destination RV for you. It's the 2025 Regency 3881FKL, and today we are down at Funtown RV in Corsicana, Texas. Came down for a little trip. One of our son's best friends moved down to Groesbeck, about 45 minutes away from here, so we're on a little vacation. So I decided to stop by and get a little bit of work done just to kind of keep the content flowing. But this is one of my favorite dealerships across the entire country. And the crazy thing about it is because it is extremely family friendly. One, it is super hot in Texas always, so having this massive indoor showroom is only a benefit, but it also has things like an indoor playground, a little restaurant, you know, a little mini putt-putt, and a place where the kids can watch a movie. So it's definitely gonna be family friendly while you're doing some shopping, or if you're making videos. Like I just got my wife on camera for the first time in 5 years. We're doing 2 videos. I'm gonna post this one first. This one doesn't have my wife, but I wanna preface, if you're one of the everydayers that watch my video, make sure to show her some love, because she got on. Obviously, she's pretty darn nervous, but she crushed it. But you know, it's a little nerve-wracking being on camera for the first time. But again, 2025 Redwood Regency 388FKL. So if you guys are familiar with the destination RV industry as a whole, these are going to be meant to be more like plop and drop. You can still move it, but they're going to tow like a bag of bricks because they are, you know, flat facing up on the front. But they're beautiful. They're more homey. They're more roomy. They're taller all the way throughout because they don't have to worry about the aerodynamics of, you know, everyday driving like a fifth wheel or a travel trailer might. Now, this one in particular is going to be very similar to the Hamptons. So if you guys are used to my channel, you've seen a lot of Hamptons. They're one of my favorite brands. This is like the bigger brother of the Hampton, where you want to get a little bit fancier, a little bit extra oomph. It's made by the same people. They just step it up a notch. It's also by Redwood Fifth Wheel, so one of the nicest RVs in the game in the fifth wheel industry. But this is one of my favorite dispositions, the front kitchen, because I think they just crush it. They put a mini slide over here with kind of the residential size refrigerator. You have your dishwasher, solid surface countertops, the industry's largest front windshield with a motorized shade going up the top. And then talk about a good place, you know, to cook while also still being in the action of, you know, if like the grandkids are over, you got a place where you can sit down, have a little bit of breakfast, maybe use it as a desk, you know, something of that nature. It's just a really functional layout. You also are going to see that you have the lofts over there. So again, perfect for the grandkids or maybe some seasonal storage. You're going to have a dual entry, one in the bedroom, and then one right here with a sliding glass door, which you're probably going to build like a deck off of or something like that. But let's start opening some things up and see what we got. But before we do, again, Funtown RV here in Corsicana, MSRP $142,480 with an everyday low price of $95,988. So they're getting pretty down and dirty on this. We got 26s coming up, so I'm sure they want to clear the lot. But you're also going to have the things like the solid surface countertops. Babe, if you're watching, I love you. I can't believe she got on videos. I've been asking her for years. She finally got on it, but man, she's just a rock star. But yeah, babe, if you're watching, which we're on vacation, so you're probably not, but if you are, you know, I love you and I appreciate doing what you did today for us. Those videos will probably be coming out Thursday, Friday, something like that. Dovetail construction. You're also going to get, you know, a pull-out garbage can, which is nice, 4-top burner to whip up all the fixings. Enough room for a turkey or some cookies. And then you have the tile countertops or tile backdrop here as well. Then more storage, again, both left and right. And I love the aesthetics value of this. You know, you got the lights you can turn on and off. You can see the blade modes. It's going to be like slow, medium, and then fast. So kind of tortoise in the hair, you know, right there. And then a couple more pull-out drawers, some more storage here. And then they opted, instead of doing storage under the sink, they opted to put in a dishwasher. So let me know what you guys think about that. I have a feeling that you guys are going to really love it. But I'm sure there's going to be a person or two out there that'll be a world ender for, you know, no doubt. People are definitely not shy of voicing negative opinions on just about every video, no matter what. Central road vac system right here. And then you do have outlets. And again, you know, look at all the storage and look at all the views that you can get at this. Absolutely incredible. Imagine if you're parked up, you know, you got like lake or river or woods or something like that. Maybe you got like a deer. Down here in Texas, you know, everywhere seems to have like gates and cattle, baby. Well, that'd be a good place to plop this off at. You got your old TikTok sink. So you got the little soap dispenser. You got a cup cleaner, waterfall, and then you got your fresh water right there. And then, of course, whoosh, 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 hitting those dishes from all angles. Now, we flip it around. And right here, large and in charge, baby, the big old Mac Daddy refrigerator. You also got yourself some little freezer action with an ice maker. So you have the ability to keep your drinks nice and cool on those, warm summer days down here in Texas. I thought it would be warmer. Last time I came to Texas, I went to the Cleburne Superstore, which it's a tough battle between here and there for my favorite dealership across the country. Because the Cleburne store, I think if you're just purely shopping and you're not bringing the kids, has a ton of value in the fact that they have 4 indoor showrooms that are kind of like segmented out between like price and size. But this one has one huge indoor showroom. Obviously both you can shop outside, but man, there is just such an appeal to this as a parent to have the ability to kind of have your kids come with you and play on the playground. You at least buy yourself like an hour to an hour and a half of shopping. Like our 3-year-old came with our 13-year-old, and she was actually entertained for a full hour and a half while me and my wife worked together, which, if you have a 3-year-old, is absolutely incredible. So I think that's almost one of the bigger selling features than the darn RVs themselves. But you got a big old TV here, fireplace to keep you nice and a roasty and a toasty. You even have stuff like, the wireless charging stations, which is pretty darn cool. Pull-out sofa. The slide heights on this for a destination are not the highest, but they're certainly not the lowest either. So like, for instance, I'm 6 feet tall, probably 6'1" with the old Birkenstock Roonies on, but you got about 6'4" or so, 6'5", something like that, I would say. You're also looking at windows that each and every one does open up to as well, which is really nice. Emergency exit here, so pull, push, and plop. You can get out in a hurry. You got the half Dracula, and then the full Dracula to stop the old skin from sizzling, keeping some nosy eyes out. You don't need anyone peeping in unless you want them. And then right here, you got your flush mount slides. And I like how they did a pretty good job of matching up the decor sets between the two instead of switching it up. Right here, you got your recliners. And what's nice about this is it has the heat and the massage mode, which the massage mode is kind of more of a vibrate, but it'll lull you to sleep. I've taken a nap in many a chairs just like that over my 12 years in the RV industry. Plus, when you're sitting down, you get a really good eye shot here of that TV and fireplace. Plus, you have another slide for another place where you can sit down. This one just happens to be the dinette. You do have an extender right there that you can flip up and then, put 2 more chairs down. And now you're playing some euchre, having some fun, maybe just chilling down at the campground, having some breakfast, reading a book, getting some work done. And then again, half and full Dracula for the shades. All of these open up. They're also going to be, tinted there as well. Let me give you another little look here. And this would be a good time. I mean, what do you guys think about the decor? Now, I should have turned on, which will be, let's see here, where are these lights at? Right there. I should have turned those on, but really cool with the blade lighting. I just think they look, super sharp. I think it's just a nice addition. They switched those over here in 25. I'll be curious to see what they do in 26s now that kind of Jayco is taking some, or not Jayco, I'm sorry. Redwood is not being taken over by Jayco. It'll be interesting to see what they do in 26s, just with the changes in general, because, Redwood is one of those brands, and I think they've had the kind of this decor for a little bit of while. So I think they might be switching some things up. Right in here into the shower, you got the one-piece fiberglass shell with the tri-glide glass series, which is nice. You can see you got decent countertop space on the sides of the sink. It's also going to be, again, the solid surface. You also have no seals right here, which is nice, so it's one smooth finish. Suburban on-demand hot water heater. You got a mirror for the old bowling gun, baby. And then bring it on in. Bring it on in, baby. You got yourself some good little storage right there. You also got the fancy shower head. 1, 2, 3, 4 ports where water can come out. And then, of course, the porcelain foot flush throne. Don't even have to sit down there. You know that you're at a good angle. Plus, you got this little guy where you can, hang a towel on me, and you are ready to rock. You do have, through the tunnel there, you got the Steamer Stink Sucker 3000. What's cool about this is it actually vents this out, but it doesn't have to get rid of the loft, which is, it's nice to have that, because this loft, I think, is pretty good. But before we get there, you got your control panel for all your awnings, your slide-out controls, your tank heaters, things of that nature. And then, of course, you have your fuse box. Now, down here, you got a drop frame into the bedroom. We'll show you the loft here in just a second. But the bedroom is fantastic. And even though there is a loft above, again, for grandkids, storage, whatever it might be, because of the fact that you're on a drop frame, you do get good head height. So probably about 6'6" here into the bedroom. It's looking like they got a king-size bed, which is really nice as well. And again, another emergency exit. Pull, push, and plop. Get out in a hurry. you're ready to rock, although it does have its own entrance, so you should be pretty squared away. There are the two other chairs for the living room, but I like this little like nook right here. You know, again, it's just kind of a way to bring in some natural light. It kind of breaks it up. It's a little different, but it also gives you the opportunity to have it vented into here, so you should get some pretty good AC in this, which I know is a concern with a lot of these loft units. You got some hanging room there. Got some shelving there. And then, of course, you know, pull-out drawers. And my wife really enjoyed in the Redwood fifth wheel how it's got the black finish with the brass right there as well. A washer and dryer. It's going to be more residential right there, so I think that's nice. The Splendide, however you want to say it. You know, they hire me because I'm friendly, so I don't really, not up to snuff on the pronunciations of these washer and dryers. LCD TV with the mounting bracket. So you can go, I don't know why I read that, just word for word. But yeah, you can hang a TV there. And notice again, soft close on all the cabinets. Real wood as well for the cabinetry. And now let's go check out that that loft, shall we? Right here's gonna be the control for the AC for this zone. The other two will be right there and there. I should have pointed that out. Now the width on this, you know, as a fat guy, you kind of worry about it. I have broad shoulders too, so you can see I'm about at it. So if you're a little bit broader shouldered than me, you might struggle getting up this without turning sideways, but it shouldn't be an issue. This side is something that I flat out just wouldn't get up into. I'd put my 3-year-old here. Possibly, I'd like to see that gate be a little bit higher. I think that's a little bit low as a parent to put a younger kid in there, but a larger kid you could, but then it gets a little shorter. Now over here is a great spot. I mean, you got the two beds. You can see you got your AC, so they're going to get blasted with cold air. You also have, again, the venting that goes straight down, and then you have the fan that goes out, but you have windows all over the place. So it's a really nice kind of cozy kind of area up here. I could use that as, again, storage would probably go on this side. Kids would probably go on the other side, but pretty darn cool. But again, 2025 Redwood Regency 3881FKL. But what do you guys think? Pretty darn snazzy. I mean, look at this thing. Oh, da, da, da. I mean, come on. You're telling me right now, you call this camping? You are fancy pantsing, baby. Let's see if I can grab a thumbnail here out of this. But then we're going to head around the outside and, you know, kind of work our way around and probably only spend a couple minutes. It's a destination, so there's not too much, you know, going on. That's anything crazy. But one last time, 2025 Redwood Regency 388 FKL. All the lengths, all the heights, specifications, you know, all that good stuff will be down in the description, along with a link for Funtown RV's Corsicana location, along with some of their other locations here too as well. So right up on the front, you're gonna have, looks like a full body paint job. It is looking sharp, it's standing out. When you're down at the campground, it's just screaming pinkies up. This front cap is awesome. I love the fact that you have that huge viewing window. Not only does it look bad to the bone, but you also get a lot of functionality out of it as well. You're gonna see you got your 2 oversized propane bottles. You're gonna get a room where you can put, you know, probably 1 to 2, depending on how you situated it, for the batteries. But like I was saying, you got plenty of room here, and I do like how the awnings, even though there is a slide, you have an awning here and an awning there on the other side of the slide. You're also gonna get a slide topper right there as well on this one in particular. I don't know if that is standard, so you wanna make sure. It's got the extreme weather package on it as well, which is gonna be, you know, the upgraded insulation, the upgraded furnace, and the heated and enclosed underbelly. So down here in the south, that upgraded furnace might not mean too much, but where I'm from in Ohio, that upgraded furnace is gonna be worth its weight in gold because I'm gonna be able to camp a little bit earlier or a little bit later into the spring. But I guess the same thing in Texas, because you guys probably get cold when it's, you know, if it's like 50 down here, you guys are probably pretty chilly just because you're used to it being, you know, a little bit warmer. Fully walkable roof, so you can check your seals, check your slides, make sure everything is on the up and up. And since it is a destination, they went with a little bit of a better finish for the connections here. So I really like how it's got a metal connection there. City water connection here. Then you have your black tank flush, which is going to be a sprinkler system for your poop tank. And then I presume that's going to be a sewer, I would suppose. Yeah, so I'm probably too fat to squeeze through there, but no, yeah, we'll definitely end with that pole there. But all right, guys, again, it's the 2025 Redwood Regency 388 FKL. My name is Hunter. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. See you.